their time. They've been ready and waiting for 5 years.
This matchup at the Faceoff X is going to be very interesting. Keiji Victor, Ishii, and Jeremy Thompson. Ishii has dominated to the tune of 80%, while Thompson has been around 40% against some of the best in the world. And it is the Haudenosaunee on a crafty move by Thompson. Kyle Jackson comes out of the scrum with possession. Here's how they got there. Japan, a perfect...
He had the vision to see Kyle Jackson on that free side. Again, that movement that they have offensively, it's like they know when and where each other's going to be at any given moment.
Jackson now with 5 goals in his last 8+ quarters.
Against a player like Austin Stotts, you got to send someone because he has proven this is now his 18th goal of the tournament. He now leads in goals for all of the world championships, using his size, using his frame. Huge advantage.
Yeah, that's a really tough defensive assignment for Subaru Tokumasu. Off the violation, Japan will have possession. They've controlled 2 of 3 faceoffs. Stotts with the goal.
Again, it's about their game plan defensively. Trust the one-on-one, but I'm not sure if they can stick with that against an Austin Stotts.
Thompson won the clamp this time, and the Haudenosaunee control the possession. Ron John and Kyle Jackson will walk it into the offensive zone. So Austin Stotts.
No question there, as the Haudenosaunee have put up 4 goals already here in the first quarter.
Stotts not playing professional field lacrosse this summer, so this is the only chance that field lacrosse fans are going to get to see him running around on grass. And Stotts
keeper to get to, but they got to feel a sense of relief after they've just gotten their first goal in the first quarter.
And they get possession right back, winning at the Faceoff X. Thompson gets tied up and called for a hold. For Kanaya, his 18th of the tournament, coming off a great bronze medal performance. Effects, how that would play out. Jeremy Thompson has won 4 out of 6, as Keiji Victor Ishii will have to try and make some adjustments. They've had their battles, but right now the loose balls are just coming up white.
Jeremy's able to place them to his wings, which is so important when you get those players involved instead of just a one-on-one 3v3. But Jeremy Thompson, 74 in white, that day off has proved fruitful for him.
Yeah, Thompson ceded all the face-off reps last night to Brooker Muir. Now the Haudenosaunee
early on that they are probably the best in the world with moving the ball. The beautiful passing, I had mentioned it early on that they are probably the best in the world with moving the ball quickly, fluidly, getting it into the sticks evenly. Any of our social media followers, take a look at Jackson. With that said, Japan capitalizing on the defensive error, miscommunication of the Haudenosaunee.
After the Haudenosaunee scored the first 4 goals of the game, Japan has scored 2 of the last 3.
Of his defensive player, I like the one-handed move, but it seems like that one was a bit hard for him as he hit the ground. That's a lot of body going a long distance.
Timeout called by Japan. We talked to their defensive coaching staff before the game, and they said they felt really good about their on-ball defense and their ability to match up. Courtney Martinez, Connor with you from the San Diego State University Sports Deck. Face-offs largely controlled by the Haudenosaunee, 7-4. And they'll say Thompson jumped, and Japan will have possession, trailing by 5 after Austin Stotts capped off the half with back-to-back goals. Now today, he joins Austin Stotts, who has 4, Randy Stotts with 1, and Brendan Bomberry with the final tally. 8 for the Haudenosaunee, as their 6-goal lead is the largest of the game.
Haudenosaunee goal, scoring his 2nd goal of the game. Number 47, Kyle Jackson.
Stotts comes out of the pile with the ball, and as the clock melts under 10 minutes, possessions become all the more important if you're the Haudenosaunee. But one area of disparity that really has been glaring is just how strong the guys in white are. Japan having to really figure out how to counter that, and they haven't had an answer.
They're having their way with their 1v1s, and then the face-offs have been another huge part. Jeremy Thompson coming up in the positives for the Haudenosaunee, so that's been a huge benefit for them as well. I think the rest really did a lot of help for many of their players, as many of them didn't get as many reps as they have in past games.
They post up. Submarines wide, or the most. Hill holds his
goal number 3 for Japan.
He had hat tricks or better in each of their first 4 games, and then was held to 1 by Germany yesterday. Haudenosaunee awarded possession in the face-off with 70 seconds until the end of the third. Last night against Hong Kong, China, we saw them force a turnover with 17 seconds left, run the full length of the field and score before the end of the first quarter. It all covered about 9 seconds of game time. It was one of the most incredible displays of
Japan goal scored by number
competence and excellence. Miller.
He is seeing the ball incredibly well. When they made that change, I questioned it a little bit. Because number one, it was more so the defenders in front of them. But again, sometimes all you need is just a little change on the field, and mentally you start to make adjustments. That last quarter, the best quarter in terms of goals scored against them, for the answer for the Japanese defense with such power. Power and finesse, because he's got to finish the shots too. It's not just beat them.
He's just been bullying them phically and eating their lunch. 5 of the 10 goals, and all of them have just been pure physical power. We've seen him score on step downs and different looks, finishing around the crease with 15 fakes at a time at different points in the tournament. None of that today. Austin Stotts has just been a ram out there, pushing through the defense, crease with all of them.
To finish the shots too. It's not just beat them.
He's just been bullying them physically.
He's slide coming, and that's such power for the Japanese defense with such power. Power and finesse, because he's got to finish the shots too. It's not just beat them.
He's just been bullying them physically and eating their lunch. 5 of the 10 goals, and all of them have just been pure physical power. We've seen him score on step downs and different looks, finishing around the crease with 15 fakes at a time at different points in the tournament. None of that today. Austin Stotts has just been a ram out there, pushing through the defense and just beating Japan. Just 1 goal. Now 3 points, 2 goals and an assist.
First of the fourth quarter for them.
Akaza
It rolled it
back, so it's not too late for them to try and make a run. To go, but back to so a chance to stack possessions.
Positive thing for Japan. They're moving the ball quickly. They're making the defense have to shift, and nobody has been on their hands. That's been back-to-back goals for Japan, and we have not seen that here today yet.
Japan awarded possession.